All right, everyone, I'm going to give you another quick video, and this one is about what I knew then when I was a believer and what I know now. So let's start with what I knew as a believer and what I assumed, by the way. And let me start just with the writings of the Bible. I assumed that everything was written at the time that Jesus was alive. I assumed that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John was original, and that's how they found the Bible and all the books, is all the names that's in there was already there. And I assumed all these things. I didn't know about the Council of Nicaea. I didn't know that stuff. I didn't know a lot of things. I assumed all these things. Like, for example, the flood story. I assumed that those were real events. Jesus walked on water. What did I not know? I did not know that there were earlier writings about the same stuff. I didn't know about the Sumerian tablets. I didn't know about Orion walking on water. Dionysus turned water into wine. I knew about Hercules, but I didn't know that people really believed in Hercules at one point in time, and how Thor, the Celtic gods, are still worshipped today, that people still believe in these things. What do I know now? Now it's a whole different story. Now I know that archaeology confirms that a flood could not have happened, at least not a global flood. Now I know Dionysus turned water into wine. Now I know ancient people wrote things and they embellished them. I know the Sumerian tablets have a flood story that's almost the same as Noah's flood story, just slightly different. Like, instead of a dove, Noah sent a dove out, and the Sumerian tablets, a raven was sent out. So there's just slight differences, almost like somebody was copying somebody. Like they were writing their own version of the same story. Like when you take a test, you don't copy someone word for word. You do, but you change it so that it doesn't exactly look like a copy. So this is the same idea. Dionysus turning water into wine. I didn't know that, but that's a fact, and it's older than the Jesus story. So yeah, there's so many things I know now. Like, for example, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John didn't come about. They didn't write those names until the second century. They weren't found in the original scrolls. The datings of all these writings, I had no idea about this stuff until after once I left Christianity, then I realized and did all this research. And so most Christians have not done this research. They're going around assuming all this stuff. You're making assumption after assumption after assumption. And that pretty much explains everything. You're assuming everything and you're not looking at the information. The Bill Nye had a debate with Ken Ham. He won that debate, and it was on the flood story. I mean, at that point, it's like, what can you do? Go watch it. I know you'll probably still be a believer, but watch it. It's like at some point you have to do the research or not. But that's all I got for you. What I know now is vastly different than what I thought I knew. Peace.